first half ending.
So Davis has got players inside. They were looking for the post up, couldn't get it, and ended up getting a 3-second call, turnover.
Davis' front wheels there were just in the paint. That's kind of your wheelchair. All wheels of your wheelchair are kind of the aspects need to be out of that paint, similar to that 1 foot or 2 feet out of the paint for able-bodied basketball. 14 seconds here. Collins going to throw the ball in. Looks like Elijah's looking for that 3-point shot again. Calling for the ball here. Throws it up. Oh, just off the front of the rim. So we have a halftime score, 26-9 Nebraska. Check that, 26-10 Sportables, folks. I apologize on that. So hopefully the second half, as we mentioned, Matt, that some more opportunities offensively can be created for Nebraska. They can get a couple more rebounds and hopefully have some second chance points. But Sportable, they just got to keep shooting because right now they're doing well offensively.
Yeah, it's just controlling the ball and having some good offense on both ends. I'm really seeing from Nebraska, they've got to slow down the tempo, really work to get their size inside and try to finish easily. Obviously with the Sportables, when you've got Ignacio out there, he's able to handle the ball and he's got the size to be able to attack. But we've just got to be patient with the ball. You could see that there was a lot of turnovers on both ends and making sure that they're patient with it. So as we get in here into halftime, we're going to be trying to get some of the coaches in here, get some feedback from them to figure out what they're going to be doing for changes in the second half. Love to find out what's going to be going on the Red Dog side to give themselves a chance to get back into this. But as we wait for those coaches, again, we want to welcome you to the live stream here for the 68th Annual National Wheelchair Basketball Association Tournament presented by ABC Medical. And obviously this is the NIT National Championship. We'd like to thank the following sponsors for their support: ABC Medical, T-Mobile, Molten Performax, Top End, Eagle Sports Chairs, Colplast, Rehab Care, Spinergy, Row Wheels, Rewalk Robotics, Cure, PNC, Ultimate Workout Recovery, Kentucky One Health, Frazier Rehab Institution, Team Kentucky, Louisville Convention and Visitor Bureau, Metro Parks and Recreation, Louisville Sports Commission, and Nike.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well.
Hey, so got a great turnout right now in the first half.
Yeah.
Give me a little feedback about what your thought process was coming into this game.
Well, this tournament we've been playing with a lot of energy, and I wanted to keep that up, keep an up-tempo pace. We do well creating a little bit of havoc, making turnovers and turning those turnovers into shot opportunities and scoring chances, and that's been working out for us in the first half.
Yeah, obviously with the Sportables, you guys have put up a lot of points on the floor in the games, in the last 3 games you've been playing. What was the thought process, and who are your big threats in shooting?
Oh, our purest shooter is probably Elijah, number 0 there, but a lot of them just work to get into the lane, and we use our height to our advantage, and we get the ball into the lane, and we can get those points because the height is there. Like number 10, he's got the height. Ignacio, Edward, he's cutting through the lane, and as long as we're getting them there and getting good looks, the points will come.
Yeah, it's obvious you guys have some full court pressure trying to get the ball out of Alante's hands, try to get it in some other people's hands. Is that what you're going to be continuing to do, or are you trying to make some adjustments?
I think we'll continue to do that as long as it keeps working. But if we need to, we'll pull it back. They've been beating our press a few times, and it's been scaring me a little bit.
Yeah.
And luckily, they've been missing some of their shots. But if those start to fall, we'll definitely pull it back and make them beat us on the half court.
Yeah. Any other feedback about what's going on with the game, or even throughout the tournament for your kids?
It's been a really exciting tournament. This event is just so spectacular. I'm glad we're here, and hopefully we can leave here champions.
Awesome. It's great to meet you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay.
The Red Dogs and the Sportables. That would be the Sportables.
What's our score right
26-10. 26-10.
Sport is up.
Yeah. Hey, Coach.
Hi, Coach Bushy.
Hi. So just wanted to ask a quick question. So obviously you were able to get a couple of shots up, but some of the things are not falling for us right now. What are your changes you're going to be doing for the second half?
Our biggest thing is that we've got to just take care of the basketball. We're a little nervous. This is all new kids from any of our championship runs, so they have no experience in this type of a game, and the nerves are really showing through this morning. We've also never been a good morning team, so this 8 a.m. game was not in our favor.
Yeah.
But there's no excuses. We just got to take care of the basketball.
Sure. And in doing that, I know they're putting a lot of full court pressure up, especially with Ignacio coming in and putting pressure on the ball. What kind of adjustments are you going to be making on that?
Again, just take care of the basketball, do some back picks, make good passes. We're getting so nervous, and he's a great player. At number 10, Ignacio, he is fantastic, and he's long and lean, and when we're panicking on top of it. So we've told him to use some ball fakes, because he'll bite every time and go for the fake, and then try to pass that way and to not dribble right into everybody.
Right.
We keep preaching to catch the ball, turn and square up, but we're getting a little nervous, and we're kind of forgetting that.
Right. We're obviously looking at Davis to try to get some shots up, but what are some other players that you're going to be looking for to get some shots up?
I really want go away from where Ignacio is and go to the opposite side, try to swing that. We're trying to get Maya Campbell to stay up there at that high post and knock down that free throw shot. She's capable of doing that, even though she's a youngin'. Joe Jeffrey and Matt Schultz down the opposite side, they're the big guys too, but they're just panicking a little bit right now instead of just shooting and doing their thing. And we forget that Matt's only been playing since January, so he's super new to the game, but he's got a lot of potential. He's going to be a big kid, but we gotta remember that he's just a baby yet, and we can't be yelling and screaming at him, expecting him to do what these other kids have been doing for 5 years. But he's got a lot of potential for us.
Yeah, and we've got a full second half to be able to run into.
Yes.
I know you guys had a close game with the Nuggets, and the last one was able to pull it out. Hoping that that's something that's going to be coming here too. So we've got a really great NIT championship game.
Got to do it with defense. Got to start with stops, and then hopefully we can pull it out on the offensive end.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Right. You bet. Thanks, Coach Bushy.
Brandon.
United States Basketball Association would like to thank many of our sponsors, including Medical and the logo.
All right, so getting first half update. Richmond Sportable Spokes. Elijah has 3 points, 1 foul. Jacob Gorton has 1 foul. Christian Largo has 1 point and 1 foul. Ignacio Ortega has 1 foul and 10 points. Edward Miller has 6 points and 1 foul. Alexa has 1 foul, and Colin has 7 points. And that wraps up the 26 points for Richmond Sportable Spokes in the first half. On Nebraska's end, we have 1 foul on Megan Stackhouse. We have 1 foul on Connor. Sorry about that. Let's check again. We have 2 fouls on Maya Campbell, who has currently 8 points. We have 1 foul on number 33, Grace Otrax. 1 foul. And Petey Davis has 2 points and 1 foul. And number 21, I already got that. Sorry there. And so that rounds out the 10 points. Maya Campbell contributing for 8 out of those 10 points, as I mentioned earlier, shooting 4 for 6 in the first half. So, Matt, if my suggestion for Nebraska would be get the ball to Maya Campbell.
Yeah. Well, I know that they're really going to need to slow the game down, keep control of the ball. Like Coach was saying, they've got to take care of the ball in transition and on the offensive end. And then I think for the Sportables, it's going to be business as usual. They're just going to keep going in and working with having Ortega take care of the ball. You know, you've got a couple of big shooters on the outside, and they're able to finish inside too. As we get the clock ready to go here, we'll start with the Sportables ball half court.
For viewers, Matt, kind of it looks like that Nebraska is set up in a cup defense here. Could you kind of give a quick explanation on how wheelchair basketball kind of differs a little bit on the defensive end?
Yeah, we've actually, with being so many games going on in the building here, you get to see all kinds of different defenses. And one of the ones that we show and use in the college division would be a teacup type of defense where it's all lined up on the three-point line, and it's really a man-to-man matchup defense, one-on-one, to keep players locked down, and then you're making switches out of it. Now, it becomes very difficult if you're not a communicating team, but you've got to communicate on switches. So you'll see a lot of these junior teams go into more of a zone, keeping everybody inside the key, trying to force everybody outside because there's not that many range players. But yeah, you're looking to see right now the Red Dogs are kind of bringing themselves inside the key, but they're still filling the top because they know that the Ignacio is going to be cutting one-on-one, so they want to stop the cut.
Perfect. And, as you can tell, viewers, definitely a great explanation from Matt there about kind of another difference in wheelchair basketball, just being kind of the spacing needed and required to play quality defense in the sport of wheelchair basketball.
It's a good little pick and roll action here. Ortega gets a piece of it. It's going to stay Red Dogs ball.
Red Dogs basketball.
Kind of another thing to speak on, Matt, different in wheelchair basketball is like many sports, there's different roles on the team. Wheelchair basketball, you definitely have your players that might be they're setting screens, but picks and seals for those bigs per se, and creating those offensive opportunities for them. And then you have obviously your bigs that you're trying to work in for those easy baskets underneath off the glass.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of the people that know of an able-bodied sport consider our athletes and say, oh, well, are you a guard, a center, or a forward? It's not necessarily the case. I think really what you end up having is a lot of forwards and a lot of guards if you're thinking about in those positions. Not a lot of centers because the centers are not going to be guys that are just pulling the basketball. They're making reads. They're cutting base. Maya on the breakaway. Oh, Egan gets some wheel. Again, we're talking about possession. Two quick ones here. Sportable still coming up with some pressure. Distribution, decent look. We got another breakaway side as Egan goes in for the layup. Very fun. One-on-one cut. Brings the help defense over. Just the mark. The Red Dogs are taking shot. Ortega again coming in really fast, but in that one he's able to run control and finish the shot.
Yeah, great to see some of those athletes when, you know, down in control. One not only of seen a couple times contact, but for fouls if he was making contact that hard with other opposing players.
The other great thing to see with the Sportables is they just seem so comfortable defensively. They feel like they know what they're doing, they've got the correct matchups, and making stops when they need to. But right now, the inside for the Red Dogs, there's no defense on the inside when it comes to Ortega on his one-on-one cuts. They've got to be able to stop the free throw line, force him to the wings, allow him to swing the ball away.
And we saw that earlier. I think, you know, I don't know if it's getting later in the game here. Oh, a nice bounce roll for Mia Campbell. Yeah, they were forcing him down on the outside, and then he had to come in through the baseline. But Ignacio pretty much getting anything he wants right up the center. Calling Egan off with a miss.
Egan staying back with the back pick. They're going to go 4-on-4. That's another foul on Ortega. That's his third for the second half.
So kind of giving a round out of about the National Wheelchair Basketball Tournament. So we have 88 teams here, Matt. 48 of those teams are junior division teams. We have 16 at the prep level, which is ages 13 and under. They play with a 27.5-inch ball with 8.5-foot baskets, but full-size court. And then we have the varsity division, which is top 16 ranked teams at 10-foot. Typically ages in between that 10, 11, ages up to 18 years old. And then the 17 through 32 ranked teams are part of the NIT, the National Invitational Tournament, which this is obviously the championship for that. So great seeing a lot of different opportunities for juniors to be part of and big junior presence at this tournament.
Yeah, it's so excited to have all those games under one roof. And have such great sponsors to be able to make this happen. It's amazing every year how this event gets bigger and bigger and has more people involved, and having people come in and watch the sport and are just so thrilled that this is happening. It's an amazing experience. And with that, we want to make sure that we're thanking all of our sponsors here with ABC Medical, T-Mobile, and Molten, Performax, Top End, and Eagle Sports Chairs, Coal Pass, Rehab Care, Spinergy, Row Wheels, Rewalk Robotics, Cure PNC, Ultimate Workout Recovery, Kentucky One Health, Fraser Rehab Institute, Team Kentucky, Louisville Convention and Visitor Bureau, Metro Park Rex, Louisville Sports Commission, and Nike.
So we had a foul there on Colin Egan. Looking at the shot line on Petey Davis off the back of the rim and out of bounds, but it's going to stay in possession, or Nebraska to stay with the possession here.
You can see that Maya's been putting up a couple of great shots, so Egan's putting some extra pressure up there, trying to eliminate her from the play, but that exposed a lot of open space for Petey to come in for the cut. Red Dogs applying some pressure in transition. Seemed to be pretty effective, but they were able to get the ball back.
Just bounced off Matthew Schultz's hands there. Petey Davis, almost grabs the ball there, but we're going to keep the ball here with Richmond. We have 14:58 left in the game here, and Richmond up 34-15. Edward Miller behind the back pass, trying to get it over to a teammate.
Fast break coming up here with Matthew Schultz. Pass just a little too long.
great seeing the new and I should say veteran coaches in this game, Matt. On our right, we have Mike Holt and Kelly Fishback. Mike being involved with wheelchair basketball for 23 years here at the junior level, and Kelly being actively involved as well, having a son that's currently participating in this sport at a college level. And then off to the left here, as we mentioned, Richmond having the presence of coaches that are newer to the game, or not newer to the game, newer to the competition of the junior division with Brandon Rush and Cole Schneider being the primary coach for this team. Cole was a former player and now giving back to the sport, finally finding the opportunity to coach.
You can definitely see both coaches and the coaching staffs are very capable of what they're doing. They've really taught the athletes out here well. They're making great reads. Really excited about what I'm seeing with the sportables and the pick and rolls and the action they're doing, and great defensive pressure.
Well, we got some pressure here. Richmond trying to get the ball up. Oh, couldn't. And nice steal there by Jeffrey on Nebraska, bringing the ball up. Throws it inside to Maya Campbell, and she puts it up and in.
Yeah, you can definitely see that both teams in the first half were putting up one or two athletes up in pressuring on the ball. But the Red Dogs, now knowing that they're in a position lower on the scoreboard, they're putting up 4 or 5 players up in pressure on the ball. So that's going to be able to get more pressure up, forcing bad passes, getting the ball into lower threats' hands, and hopefully getting the ball back.
Yeah, so having 13:29 left in the second half, we got Richmond up 34-19. I think, Matt, if I was Kelly and Mike over there, I'd be telling Nebraska, let's keep the pressure, gas on the pedal, pressure up. Defensively, I think it's working. We've had a couple opportunities for turnovers and actually a turnover here. So I think if I was on their end, I would definitely say defensively, let's keep the press on, and hopefully we can force Richmond to make mistakes in the backcourt.
Yeah, Coach Schneider over here has to work with the sportables to try to make sure that they've got a lot of space and they've got people over half court to get the ball over half court so they don't have to have pressure and call another timeout. But the Red Dogs have got to know that there's a lot of time on the clock. If that five-man pressure goes up and they start getting fouls, they're not going to have to they can't pressure in the second half because they're going to have big players fouling out.
All right, coming out of the timeout here. So it looks like we had a substitution for Richmond. Edward Miller comes in. Kind of something to note, we do have 4 fouls on Ignacio Ortega for Richmond. That could be very impactful in this game. Matt, as coming down here second half, making a big impact offensively but with 4 fouls, he might have to start thinking about his control of the chair and making some decisions or passes elsewhere.
Yeah, and the coaching staff for the sportables are taking a chance by leaving him out there, especially with this much time on the clock. You want to make sure you're kind of keeping him fresh and know that we can keep those fouls in the book. Another good finish on the inside. You saw there was a foul here at half court earlier on in the pressure. Red Dogs brought 3 up rather than the 5 that they were previous before the timeout. Allowed the ball to get over half court. I think Red Dogs are still going to have all 5 up to make this work out.
P.D. Davis trying to get chair and get position down low. Ooh,
good pick and roll on the inside, but they bring double pressure. Too much on the inside. There'll be a 3-second call and turnover.
That makes it tough there for Nebraska. We had McKenzie there. She got the pass inside, but with those tall arms of Ignacio and Edward, there was wasn't any place to put the ball up and off the rim. Couple substitution. Edward comes out. Looks like Christian Largo comes in. LJ Passes over to Ignacio from outside.
Great finish on the outside. You know, they had to take their time on it. They knew they had one of their athletes on the floor, so it was going to be a 4-on-5 situation. I can see that the Red Dogs are putting pressure up in transition, but when they've only put 3 up there and there's 5 sportables to get the ball up the floor, just a couple of easy passes, keeping control of the ball, and you're making it easy to get down to the offensive end. Ortego's really got to be careful on that one. There was a little bit of contact on that. Soft pass with the pressure. Ends up getting a foul and a turnover.
Speaking of Ignacio Ortego, his favorite player to watch, Matt, is Pat Anderson, Canadian national team member, but a member of the championship division New York Rolling Knicks team. A great role model for these juniors to have, these adults to look up to, and someone like Pat is obviously a good role model for Ignacio.
He's also a proud alumni of the University of Illinois.
Got to get that plug in there.
Got to do it, yeah. Great finish on the inside for Maya. Got to get the ball in her hands more. She's doing great out there. Again, you got 3-person pressure up on the sportables. They're trying to cross and move the ball, trying to get up the floor. Another tough pass. Recover on it. Was following another big 3-point shot. Off the mark. Oh, off the front of the chair. The Red Dogs still going to be sportable ball on the baseline. Got a substitution coming in here. Ava Houston is going to be coming in for McKenzie.
You know, speaking of role models, as Elijah grabs the ball there, Elijah actually told me his role model is Brandon Rush, which is one of his coaches. He says he gives them a lot of encouragement. That's great to see that, you know, that these athletes can look to their coaches as being role models. That's pretty inspirational, Matt, that they have that great a relationship with their coaches in regards to Richmond's team.
And you love that former and current NWBA athletes are giving back to the sport in the NIT and the varsity and the prep level and can be those role models. So you don't have to look at an NBA player or somebody that may not be in your sport. You've got the athletes right here in the gym. Okay, Ignacio moving around with the basketball, getting a lot of picks, try to get freed up. Feeds the inside to Helco, but just a little off the mark. Red Dogs. Looks like another foul by number 23, Colin Egan.
So the second half, P. Davis for Nebraska has 6 points, finding his offensive stroke after having none in the first half. So good to see in that sense, definitely, for Nebraska.
Yeah. You see we had to sub off Colin Egan here. A couple of times he's getting in trouble with these fouls. A lot of time when you got speed side by side, you go to reach out, you're losing your center of gravity and your balance, falling on top of the player and getting the quick foul.
On the line is Joe Jeffrey. Shot.
So at the line here is Zoe Jeffrey. Lined up for the second shot here. It's good. Nice shot by Zoe.
So Jeffrey? Jeffrey's been playing for 2 years, and what he likes the most about wheelchair basketball is the adrenaline, which is great to see. And he's got his dad and the rest of the team here in attendance to watch him at Nationals.
That's great. You see all these different family members, friends, a lot of support for these kids at these tournaments, as you know, Matt. And it's great to see that. It's just like any other, sporting event you go to, that these athletes have their friends and families around them to cheer them on.
And speaking of family, Jeffrey said that his role model is his sister, which is great to hear, and knows that she's very competitive, and they're competitive together. Red Dogs were able to apply some pressure and get the ball. Kick back to Maya Campbell, just short. Quick rebound on it. Again, we've got 4 up for Red Dogs.
So we got 10 minutes left here. Richmond up 38.
Wow, what a
25.
great finish on the inside.
That was a nice basket there. Every time it looks like Nebraska is starting to cut it down, down to a 13-point lead there, then they just extend it right back out.
That was a great shot by Brandon Sharp. Saw an opportunity to finish it, left his follow through out there and knocked it down. And response right back. Quick pass on it. We get another turnover with the pressure and another backboard shot finishing in. The Red Dogs pressure is really helping them out here. Ignacio and the Sportables are working together to try to get the ball up the floor. Bronson gets an open look. Gets it on the inside. Just a little contact, makes a miss.
Excitement starting to pick up here on Championship Saturday. Following the NIT Championship, we will have the Prep Division Championship at 10 a.m. And then following that, we will have the Performax Shootout at 10 o'clock, and then at noon, and then at 2 o'clock we will have the Varsity Division Championship. Looking at those games for the Prep Division, we will have the Chicago RIC Chicago Skyhawks matching up against the Blaze Sports Atlanta Wheelchair Hawks. That's a 1-2 seed there, Matt, so that looks to be a fierce competition. I have the luxury of calling that same matchup for the last 3 years. So Atlanta doing an unprecedented thing of going for a 4-peat there at the Prep National Championship. And then at the Varsity Division, we have the Courage Kenny Junior Rolling Timberwolves as the 1 seed matching up against the number 3 seed TIRR Memorial Hospital Hot Wheels out of Houston. And so that's another great matchup there as well. Minnesota looking to hopefully take the rubber match against Houston. They've been trading back and forth the last 2 years, Houston being the national champs last year and Minnesota being the national champs the year prior.
Very exciting matchup, so excited to see that. And on the varsity side, you've got a few big candidates as seniors that are going to be going in and moving into the college division, Abraham and with Colin.
Yeah, so a number of, was watching the Houston game, Houston versus Blaze Sports Atlanta Wheelchair Hawks semifinal game yesterday. Was a great matchup. It came down to the wire. It was one possession till about the last minute of play, so there was a number of fouls, a number of players in foul trouble, and that game was a definitely exciting one to watch. From the varsity standpoint, Minnesota took on the Dallas Junior Mavericks in the semifinal, staying close for a good majority of the first half and then extending to a double-digit victory in the second half with some hot shooting from, as you mentioned, senior Colin Evans and then junior Holden Kowalski.
Sportables are doing a decent job of breaking the Red Dog press right now to get it over half court, but the unfortunate bad passes and turnovers right now are not allowing them to finish like they were in the first half. I had mentioned earlier that the Sportables were looking really comfortable on defense in their half-court defense, and now it's just not the case. It looks like the Red Dogs are gaining some momentum and finishing on the offensive end.
So as we're kind of speaking about other divisions here, kind of the score caught up with us, Matt, here. We got a ball game here, Sportable 40 and Nebraska 31, so only 9 points. It's a cut down definitely the second half by Nebraska, doing an excellent job of applying that pressure and cutting this deficit.
And the Sportables have not seen a close game yet for Nationals. However, the Red Dogs just finished out with the Nuggets in their last game with a 1-point win.
Yeah, I was watching that game, and it was quite the exciting one, actually, as Petey Davis knocks the ball out of the bounds. Petey Davis finished up that game getting fouled 4 times in a row and actually missing all 8 free throws, but rebounding on each possession, and so thus getting foul after foul and extending that game out and taking the game.
Egan's got to be careful coming out there with contact in the foot plate. He's got 4 fouls along with Ortega.
Mia Campbell getting on the outside here.
Good ball movement coming around. Good outside look. Can't finish. Got to grab that rebound.
That shot that Mia Campbell is shooting there kind of reminds me of a great wheelchair athlete, or female wheelchair athlete, Becca Murray. Just about one of her favorite spots to shoot on the court is in that same area that Mia Campbell is shooting from there. So just kind of was reminiscence of her shot selection.
Yeah, and I'm sure she was able to watch Becca be able to play because she has been playing with the Bucks team here this weekend.
As we get a stoppage here, you get looks like Colin Egan off the court there. Ignacio Ortega doing a great job with 4 fouls. He's been playing quite some time now with 4 fouls and making sure that, you know, he keeps himself in control out there and not jeopardizing it, himself, putting him in a spot to foul someone.
But unfortunately, Colin Egan just picked up his 5th foul and fouled out. So he's coming in, he came off, and Gordon came in for his place.
Well, we'll see what kind of impact, you know, as a starter comes out of the game. You know, Matt, as you know, that can make a huge impact on what this team does, you know, being one of the primary ball handlers and scorers for Richmond.
We know, too, that Richmond was having really great pressure in transition, and the 2 people that were putting up most of that pressure was Ortega and Egan. And now that Egan's off the floor and Ortega has 4, that really limits their pressure.
So Colin following out there, he finished the game with 11 points there. So as I mentioned, quite impactful, you know, coming up with a quarter of the team's points.
Well, the Red Dogs are coming up with some great pick and roll action. Just happens to be a little short on the pass. The Sportables were able to get a touch on it, and with that one there, they got to finish with a foul.
Slowly but surely, Matt, we're starting to see a little bit more people, crowd. We're getting some spots staked out for some championship games on Championship Saturday here. This court being kind of the focal point for all Championship Saturday and where the big games are going to be played.
Yeah, I know a lot of them were rolling by, kind of watching and seeing what was going on, but the score didn't look like it was going to be much of a game. Now we've got a game on our hands.
That we do.
Okay. Foul was a 1-and-1 shooting the free throw after the made basket. He's got a second one here.
It looks like Nebraska might be pulling. They got McKenzie in the backcourt here already set up, so not going to have 5 up here. Rebound, Ignacio throws the ball up to Edward Miller. Over to Alexa. Alexa's taking the ball here. Way to stop the chair there, Joe, and Joe gets the ball over as Matthew throws the ball up to Mia Campbell.
Great push, great finish.
Nice. 42-34. Looks like we're getting a timeout by Cole Snyder and the Richmond, full timeout here. So we got 6:21 to go. Matt, looking at this game, 8-point game. Give me a little bit. What's Coach Mike and Kelly telling Nebraska here in this stoppage of play?
I think the pressure is great. They've really turned up the energy. I think they stopped playing conservatively and started giving some risk, and it's really turning out for them. I think on the Sportable side, they've got to make sure that they are slowing the game down. They have the lead. They have the control. The press break right now to get it over half court is great, but then they've got to be able to be settled, control the ball, and reduce the turnovers.
So looking at just kind of updating some foul situation. Nebraska, Joe Jeffrey actually has 4 fouls, number 32 from Nebraska. Obviously being another impactful, as we've already seen Colin Egan foul out for Richmond, and then Ignacio Ortega playing with 4 fouls. So the foul, all the fouls in the fouling situation might really come into play, and we might be seeing a lot more bench players at the end of this game.
Yeah, they've definitely made some adjustments, especially from what we were talking about the first half. They're being really aggressive, and the referees were letting them play, and now they've kind of tightened the screws up when it comes to these calls, and it's really hurting on both ends for them.
All right, inbounding Alexa for Richmond. Throws it over.
Low bounce pass comes off the chair of Maya.
Nice defense there by Joe Jeffrey. Over to P. Davis. Didn't have quite the position on the chair. Up, and a nice roll off the rim. And now only a 6-point deficit for Nebraska.
Able to pick up the ball. Long pass just over the defense. Coming back into Ortega. Again, we've got to control the ball. Control the ball.
So we had a tip there. It looks like it just went off the fingertips of Nebraska. Nebraska's coach is hoping that went off a Richmond player, but officials say no, it did not. Ball into Ignacio. Nebraska's doing a great job of keeping him on that perimeter, down on that baseline. Like you mentioned earlier, he's not getting those cuts now in the middle of the paint.
Yeah, and I know they're matching up Davis onto him so that they can have speed on speed.
That's a 3rd foul on P.D. Davis.
Quick inbound in. Goes right back into Ortega. Ortega tries to feed it out. Miss on it. Ortega can't control the ball. Finally gets hold of it and finishes inside.
All right, back up to 8-point lead there, 44-36. We're looking at 6 minutes remaining in this game.
Ortega with a touch, but comes off the chair. Still going to be Red Dogs ball.
Nebraska just hanging around. One of these opportunities down, Matt, you would, these opportunities, Matt, I think are coming less and less for Nebraska. You'd hope that they, for their sake, they start closing the gap here.
There's a decent look outside, a great screen on it. But the pressure came up with 5 hard. Loudon outside look, going for the fast break transition. Can't finish. Miller comes in, still no finish.
Now, those are control shots there. They needed 2 shots there that were a little out of control, Matt. One with the speed of Alexa, and then Edward kind of just throwing up a wild shot underneath the basket there.
I think the story of the game for both teams is just going to be being able to handle the ball and reducing turnovers. There's been so much ball pressure. There's been turnovers on both sides. Sportables coming in fast. They've got numbers. Got a little contact on them coming in here. Looks like that's going to be on. That's going to be on Matthew Schultz. Substitution coming in for Schultz. It's going to be Ava Houston coming in there for Schultz.
Here we go, Ignacio from the elbow there. Up, nice
Ignacio with
shot.
another big shot. So Ava Houston just came in there for Schultz. She's been playing for 3 years. And her favorite athlete, again, another University of Illinois alum, Tatiana McFadden.
What an alum there. That's Tatiana is probably one of those faces in the Paralympic sports world for all of us. Definitely had the pleasure of meeting her, but having the opportunity to say that she's a spokesman for the sport of one, wheelchair track primarily, but she has done so much for the Paralympics and basically put it on the map, and great to see it in the year that we have the games, 2016 Rio Games. We'll have a number of teams competing there, including men's and women's wheelchair basketball teams, Matt.
All right, we had to take some time, get Miller up off the floor. Got him back in. The Sport Bulls trying to get the ball off the floor, get away from that pressure.
Speaking about 2016 Rio Games, we're definitely looking from Team USA. Podium appearances for both the men's and women's team. Coach Ron Likens and Coach Stephanie Wheeler, University of Illinois, looking for having presence for both their teams on the podium at those games.
We're seeing a little bit more life coming out of the Sportables with Elijah's fading baseline shot there. But this is the big impact player right now. Maya Campbell for the Red Dogs doing an incredible job for the Red Dogs team. Finishing on the inside, being just in the right spots. That free throw jumper looks really good for her.
Maya Campbell, Matt, has 22 points right now in this game. Quite remarkable, making a large impact, But looking at 48-38, Richmond with 2:30 left here. Nebraska needing the 10-point gap here. Going to have to get some offensive scores here and defensive stops. Nice seal there.
Another good look, just can't capitalize on it. But Jeffrey come in, cleaning it up.
Cutting the deficit to 8. Now we're seeing that pressure again with three-team pressure here. Nebraska having 2 back. Nice stop there by Elijah. Passes the ball up to Alexa. Alexa slowing the game down, pulling it back out, knowing that, this 30-second shot clock, they basically need to use that 30 seconds each time down the court.
But the Red Dogs take a break too and end up leaving up the baseline.
Big 2 points there by Alexa, keeping that lead, keeping Nebraska just out of reach.
We got the Red Dogs trying to attack 4 and 4 with a back pick right now off of Miller. Miller recovers back in. Davis is going to go in. Fouls just before the shot, so we're going to have an inbound on the baseline. All right, so we are in bonus now. So Davis is going to be shooting 2 free throws after this Red Dog timeout.
One last time, we just want to do a thank you to the following sponsors for their support for the 68th Annual National Wheelchair Basketball Association Tournament presented by ABC Medical, T-Mobile, Molten, Performax, Top End, Eagle Sports Chairs, Coloplast, Rehab Care, Spinergy, Row Wheels, Rewalk Robotics, Cure, PNC, Ultimate Workout Recovery, Kentucky One Health Fraser Rehab Institute, Team Kentucky, Louisville Convention and Visitors Bureau, Metro Sports and Recreation, Louisville Sports Commission, and Nike. Thank you for their support. Without their contributions, the NWA wouldn't be able to make this tournament possible for all these great athletes. A couple of those sponsors there, Matt. We just signed a partnership with the NWBA as a whole, Nike and Molten, one being the official apparel, Nike, and Molten now being the official ball of the NWBA.
Yeah, it's really exciting to have Moulton's table here and representatives to be able to interact with the athletes and staff. It's been a great company, and I think it's been a great partnership.
All right, so we got 1:26 left in this game. We got a couple of substitutions in. Looks like Kellen Brown came in, number 42 for Nebraska, came into the game. Nebraska might be Kelly and Mike might be getting some subbing opportunities for some of these athletes. A lot of travel, a lot of investment for these families, so it's great to see everyone on the court and have an opportunity to kind of get out there and have an opportunity to play, but show themselves in front of friends, family, and others.
All right, Red Dogs are going to continue to put the pressure up on the ball, see if they can get a couple of quick turnovers here. Belson's got the ball, half court. Get up to Gorton. Oh, Miller all alone on a low block. Can't finish, cleans it up. Second opportunity doesn't work either. Davis falls over and loses possession of the ball. It's still going to be Sportables ball on the baseline.
Red Dog substitution, number 25, Mackenzie Davis.
1:10 left here. As I mentioned, the crowds just keep growing here. For those of you, again, just joining the broadcast, following this game, we will have the Prep Division National Championship game, and then we will have a short break for the Performance Shootout, and then we will also have the Varsity Division National Championship, and then following that, we actually will have the Championship Division National Championship at 4 o'clock.
So the Sportables are going to try to dribble it out here, burn as much clock as they can, try to seal the win here. Got Nebraska, comes up the foul.
Red Dog foul is number 21.
I have to compliment the Spaniard Ignacio for playing such a long period of time with 4 fouls and not fouling out. Matt, as you know, that's really hard to do at times, especially in this sport. And happy to see an athlete like that, can play in a game this meaningful, championship, and be part of it all the way.
And he's also doing it while still applying pressure in the defense, which is great to see too. He wasn't taking breaks or trying to get things away.
5 seconds.
We got 51 seconds here. Looks like we had a 5-second call there, Matt.
Yeah, there's going to be a little discussion about that. There's been some adjustments to the NWA rules, and that's one of the adjustments is not to have that call. So obviously the Sportable bench is discussing that with the referee, saying that that is not supposed to be the case. Either way, they're going to give a Red Dog ball and see what they can get out of it, but it looks like it's going to be off of the Red Dog. Oh, no, it's going to stay Red Dog's ball on the sideline.
And we see those changes each year in rules, being that we apply to the NCAA rules, and there was a couple changes this year. One, the 30-second shot clock, but then timeouts only being allowed to be called by athletes and not coaches. So
right.
those are some changes each year. We're kind of, the NCAA makes those rule changes, and we take into consideration what those changes are and if we're going to adopt them into our rule play.
Great shot and roll action by Jeffrey. Miller's going to hold on to the ball, wait for the foul.
I think we're at the 1-on-1, just a bonus. Edward Miller going to go up here and needs to sink this first free throw for sure to get his second opportunity and make sure they're continuing to keep Nebraska at arm's reach.
Miller with a great finish, with the follow through and free throw.
Got a second one coming here.
Rush Willis.
25 seconds.
Okay, and the second free throw is off. Davis is going to try to push up court. Davis trying to put a shot up, off the glass and in. Trying to push the ball up the floor, trying to get away from the foul, and they end up getting one. Alexa Halko is going to be up to the free throw line. This will be her first time to the line. Comes in and out. Davis going to be trying to push it up the floor. Ortega with the touch. Miller's going to grab the ball. And time has run out.
There we go. Final score 51-44. Richmond Sportable Spokes are your 2016 National Wheelchair Basketball NIT National Invitational Tournament champions. Nebraska had a great fight as well, Nebraska Red Dogs, but just came up short in the end. The offense was a little bit too great on the Sportable.
Yeah, the Red Dogs put up a good fight. They had a really great run in this beginning of the second half. Exciting to see you get a close game like that, and there wasn't any kind of quit, which was great to see. The Red Dogs were fighting all the way through. For Sportables, the offense, obviously with Ortega and Miller putting up some big shots, a couple of big three-point looks too. But it was really spread out offense of the Sportables. The Red Dogs trying to get Alante Davis in there, getting him some shots, but so impressed by Maya Campbell when she was given for the Red Dogs too. Really great fight on both sides. Excited to see really great competition in the NIT. And congratulations to the Richmond Sportable Spokes on their national championship in the NIT. We will soon here do the presentation for second place and the national champions here, and talking with the MVPs.
The Red Dogs who finished in second place. Matthew Schultz, Alante Davis, Mackenzie Rakes, Joe Jeffrey, Grace Alcott, Eva Houston, Kellen Brown, and Maya Campbell. The second place team coached by Kelly Fishbach, assisted by Pat Christian. And in just a few moments we'll be presenting the awards to the champions of the NIT for 2016, the Richmond Sportable Spokes.
Are we live now?
Second place, the Nebraska Red Dogs. And taking trophy for the Nebraska Red Dogs is number 25, Mackenzie Hicks. I'd like to recognize all of the players. Number 35, Eva Houston. Number 33, Grace Alcott. Number 21, Alante Davis. Number 42, Kellen Brown. Number 12, Matthew Schultz. Number 32, Joe Jeffrey. And number 43, Maya Campbell. And we'd like to recognize also the coach of the Nebraska Red Dogs, Kelly Fishbach. And Christensen. And everybody associated with the Red Dogs. Second place in NIT for 2016. 5 seconds. And now the champions of the 2016 NIT, the Richmond Portable Pros. Accepting the blindfolding is number 10, Ignacio Ortega. We want to recognize all of the players of the Richmond Portable Pros. Number 0, Elijah Bonderson. Number 1, Jakob Gorton. Number 3, Brandon Sharp. Great practice. Number 4, Christian Largo. Number 10, Ignacio Ortega.
I told Jeff yesterday at the meeting what I did.
Number 13, Edward Miller.
I want to go with thru. You want to go with
Number 21, Alexa Halco.
Are we doing an interview?
Recognize the most valuable player in the final game of the Junior NIT. It's number 10, Ignacio Ortega. Congratulations to all the teams in the Junior NIT for 2016. Next up on court 10, it's the Prep Championship. Between the Chicago Skyhawks and the Atlanta Hawks. This is a big battle. It's the third year in a row for the Prep Championship between the Chicago Skyhawks and the Atlanta Rolling Hawks.
Wait, not MVP for interview. Yeah, because we have a list that we got from down about who was doing which one. So I was doing today for this first one with writers.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life.
Nah, you can stop, man. Alright, trade me memory cards real quick. Give me that, trade me that memory card real quick. Right back, let's go on.
Come over here. All right, so we are here with Ignacio, MVP of the NIT National Championship in the Sportables. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about the game. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, we started pretty good. We had a good run. We started very strong, good fast breaks, good steals, blocks, rebounds. And then I don't know, we like back down a little bit. They got back. We got a little scared, but then we went back up and we worked as a team and we got the W.
Yeah, I think that obviously in the first half you guys felt really comfortable on your defensive side of things. I could see you playing in the middle, really talking and interacting, and anybody that had a cut, you were able to bring your size in and defend on it. Second half, it got a little bit more questionable. Like you said, looked to be a little bit more scared. What was the adjustments that you guys made to make that happen?
Well, we just work as a team, and we stopped thinking about the wins and everything. We just worked. We just thought about a normal game, the ones we play a lot of weekends, and trust the teammates and work together.
Yeah. Beginning of the second half, you had a couple of quick fouls, put you with 4 fouls really quickly in the first half, but you were able to last throughout the whole second half of those 4 fouls. What kind of adjustments did you make individually to make that happen?
Yeah, well, I try to, stay, less aggressive. I was very aggressive at the first half and, got little points, but then you got to stop at one point. So, yeah, stop being aggressive and stop pressing. Instead of, reaching, put the hands up and, yeah.
So what's it mean for you and the rest of the team to win a national championship?
Man, it's really incredible. We still can't believe it. We won. We worked so hard for this. We got so many. We go through hard times and good times, and we deserve this. All of us.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got Gatorade. I hope that's not an issue.
All right, congratulations, Coach, on the win. What were thoughts on the game?
Oh my gosh, that was so exciting. The second half, I was sweating bullets towards the end there because they were starting to make a run, causing some turnovers. We had one of our main guys foul out, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but we were able to calm down, sort of slow things down a little bit, work some clock, and pull it out. I was very pleased.
Yeah, there was obviously some really great full court pressure for you guys in the first half. Second half, it had to come off a little bit, and like you said, fouling out of one of your starters, he was one of the guys with Ortega that was putting pressure up.
Yep.
You had to make some adjustments on that. What kind of adjustments did you have to make?
Right, so like you said, we were starting to get into some foul trouble, and obviously once that starts happening, you got to rein things back a little bit and sort of change it up. And so we did that. We pulled it back, made them make their shots on their end. On a half-court offense. Unfortunately, they started making those shots, and then also we had to bring it back a little bit with our own fast break because we wanted to slow things down a bit. That started turning into some turnovers for them, which they turned into fast break opportunities. But overall, those adjustments, a little thing here and there, we were able to work it out.
Well, I saw, too, that they put pressure up on you guys in the full court, but they didn't put everybody up. So you had an opportunity to throw the ball over half, and you had a lot of players that weren't necessarily starters that were coming in and being able to handle the ball. What were you telling them when they were coming in?
Really, to just be confident. A lot of times when they'll get the ball in their hands and they'll get a little pressure on them, and they'll get a little frantic and start throwing the ball around, and that's what I don't want to see. And that's what the other team wants is, to sort of get them freaking out a little bit. So I'll just tell them to be confident in yourself. A lot of these players don't realize how good they are, and I sort of want to bring that out of them as a coach and just sort of tell them, you're fine. Just calm down, hold on to it, wait for everything to settle down, and you're going to be okay. Make the easy pass, and everything's going to work out fine. Just be calm.
Right. Well, it's obviously an emotional roller coaster as a coach to be able to commit with a program through the whole season long and then being able to see them finish as national champions. What does it feel for you to see these athletes win?
Unbelievably proud. They've worked all season long. We've been to some tournaments where we did real well, some tournaments where we got hammered by teams, and we had a lot to learn. And we've really come together as a squad. Started playing smart basketball, learning to work together, set picks, open each other up, and be a team rather than playing individually. And that, I think, is what has resulted in winning the championship here.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.